Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am Victor Michael Vincent Jr., and I am your re-entry expert. Good morning, good morning, and good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you are exactly where you're supposed to be. A lot of times we face incarceration and we come home, we think we're supposed to be in a special place or in a certain place because we see everybody else there. Well, that's not the case. Man, if you look at it from a biblical sense, God created the world in 7 days. God could have said, just let it be, and bam, everything would have been the way it is. If you don't believe in religion, let's say you believe in the Big Bang Theory, you realize that there were a series of events and explosions that created what we have now and what we call today's life. It just didn't happen like boom, all of a sudden we here. No, there was a series of events. There were 7 days to create where we are now. And I believe biblically, because I believe in God, I believe God created the world in 7 days to give man a map or a plan that things are acquired through time. When you look at the seasons, one season comes, the next season goes. Nothing is just like, bam. When you think about a woman having a child, there are 9 months to carry with labor. So nothing is just instant except for mashed potatoes and maybe grits. So your life is supposed to go in stages of plan. I remember thinking back as a kid, I was that beady head, fat kid with no shoes on running around. And I think that was my chance to experience freedom. I think when you're a child, your whole life is about freedom, having fun, learning from your mistakes. You out here running around with no shoes on, you cut your foot, you say, well, maybe I should put some shoes on, or maybe I shouldn't just run down this alley right here. I believe life is meant to be lived in increments of time. And each increment of time, you learn something else, you learn something different, so you know to do different things. And that's how you have to look at it when you come home. You committed a crime, you did your time, you paid for it. Now it's time, that's an increment of your life, and now you have to learn from that and continue to move on. But it's not going to move as fast as you want it to move. It will move as fast as it's intended to be. And if you plan properly, you study, you prepare, you work towards that next increment, then you'll achieve the success you want in that increment. A lot of us don't want to put the work in. You feel like it's too hard. You feel like you're losing something. It's too much. Man, let me tell you something. If you're between the ages of 18 and 35, you should be working 2 jobs. That's right, I said it. You should be working 2 jobs. If you don't have kids, you definitely should be working 2 jobs. If you have kids, I understand you want to spend time with your family and with your children. I understand that you work in 1 job. If you're not working 1 job, then you should be working 1 job. You should be in school or some kind of trade school to get to that next level. If you're just working part-time or you just working a regular 40 hours and you just going home laying down, man, that's all life will offer you. A place to go home and to lay down. But if you want to do better, man, you got to get out here and work. You got to go to school or you got to work 2 jobs. And one of them has to be one of those careers that will allow you the opportunity to advance. So, beloved, what I'm telling you is stop thinking that something's going to come to you out of nowhere. I'm a funny person. I used to always be upset with God because I was always wondering, like, yo, why God don't talk to me? Every time I would go to church, you would hear people say, yeah, the good Lord spoke to me. God spoke to me. And I was like, Lord, why you don't never speak to me? And then I realized he did. He just didn't speak to me in the way I thought he should speak to me. Because I heard somebody, a famous person, I guess it was Steve Harvey yesterday, say, God won't reveal to you what he has for you because you'll mess it all up. See, sometimes we want the Lord to do it the way we want him to do it. We want him to say what we want him to say, and we want him to say it how we want him to say it. But there's always a voice speaking to you, especially men. Sometimes we choose to just ignore it. And I'll give you an example. There have been 1 million people I've met in prison who, before they were locked up, their girlfriends or their mothers like, yo, don't go do that. Don't go out there. Don't go out tonight. Stay home with me. Go to the movies with me. Hey, let's go out. You like, nah, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to handle this. Yo, I got this. And you was making that phone call like, baby, call the bail sponsor. Baby, they got me. So once again, life is meant to be lived in stages. And the stages you're going through right now is not the end. It's just a time for you to get everything you need, gather every resource, every tool to move on to the next level. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am Victor Michael Vincent Jr. I am your reentry expert. Stages. Just stages. And y'all have a blessed one.